Hey guys, what's up? It's Justin, aka Diego, and I have been up for 24 hours. Now I'm gonna make a video about some random shit. Now, we're gonna talk about macros today. Let me put some actual gear on, because I want to show you guys. This. I'm gonna show you guys this. Go full screen. Yes. Go full screen and look. Let me get off my mount, and we'll zoom in. Hide. Yeah. Beast mode, baby. Anyone watch Darnell? Dude, that's totally what that reminds me of. Today, like I said, we're going to talk about macros. The first thing I want to talk about, we're going to talk about my macros, because I haven't done a macro video in a long time. And I'm sure there's probably some out there that I don't have that are really good. But I'm just comfortable with what I got. I'm going to share them with you guys. If it helps you, good. If it doesn't, no big deal. No skin off my back. It's just here for informational purposes. Open up the macros. So we're going to talk about all my macros in general. And you'll see multiple macros just for different abilities, which are my mouseover macros. But the first thing I want to talk about is rotation one button macros. Do not use these. Ever. It was okay when the 969 was out, fucking in Wrath, because you didn't have any procs. You didn't have to manage holy power. It was simple. You could push one button and win. And that was basically how hard Paladin tanking was back in the day. But do not use any one button macros for tanking. Please do not. It's just not optimal. There's a lot of... I saw this video that I watched actually made me want to make this video just to talk about this point. He had literally about 5 different macros with, I don't know, 15 lines of text, all for different scenarios. He had an AoE macro. He had an AoE macro with Word of Glory. He had a single target macro. He had a single target with Word of Glory. He had a single target macro with Word of Glory and Avenger. It's just, he had like 5 or 6 different fucking macros when all you really push is 5 or 6 different buttons. It's like, what? How lazy can you be? And the thing is just with those types of things, if your mindset is like, okay, I'm a boss, I'm gonna use my single target macro, there's almost, if you're not that good, there's almost no leeway for your rotation. If you need a Word of Glory here instead of that Shield of Righteousness, there's no way for you to do that, because your macro is just gonna magically Shield of Righteousness. You don't get healed, your healer's dumb, doesn't heal you, you die, everyone gets mad at you and leaves group, and now you're fucked. So if you're that guy who likes one button tanking macros, that's fine. Just don't tank my ZAs. Don't do it. Don't do it in my groups, because I'll fucking rage at you and call you bad, because you are. Anyway, macros. So I don't know if you guys know. Let's go ahead and, most of these are about prot. So let's go ahead and spec prot so I actually get Avenger Shield to pop up here. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm going to see if this is still the case. But a while ago, Avenger Shield will not turn on autocast. So I actually made a macro to, auto attack. So I actually made a macro to start my auto attack. For me personally, I just did this because when your target dies, whatever your focus target is or whatever you're looking at dies, and I'm not sure if this is 100% of the time. I just have noticed this, and I don't know if this has been fixed. But when your target dies, you stop your auto attack. So if your next target after your auto attack stops is Avenger Shield, which we'll see here if it's still broken. Let's see if I start my auto attack. Nope, don't start my auto attack. So if my target dies, if this dude dies, and my next target I look at, I Avenger Shield, I don't start my auto attack until I hit Crusader Strike, Judgment, or Hammer. There are a couple other things that start auto attacks. So I personally didn't like that. You know, and same thing with Holy Wrath. If you look at Holy Wrath, which I believe is in the red tree, no, it's in the Holy Tree. Same thing with Holy Wrath. Hit Holy Wrath, doesn't turn on your auto attack. So those two macros are just basically, they're real simple. They're just show tooltip, cast Avenger Shield, start auto attack, and then same thing with Holy Wrath, cast auto attack. So You could do that with anything and any character, where if you know the ability doesn't actually start your auto attack, you just throw an auto attack. So it's good for switching targets, and like I said, if your target dies, your auto attack stops. For me personally as Rhett, it's really frustrating on Major Domo when those ads die and I switch back to Domo and my auto attack turns off, so it just automatically turns it right back on if I Holy Wrath or something like that. So that's really good. I don't use this macro anymore, so we won't talk about it. And all these other macros, let's see, there's a lot. Basically, all of these are mouseover macros. And if you guys aren't in full screen mode, make sure you are. This is the universal code for my awesome mouseover macro. All you do is, for whatever ability you want, you just delete this ability and say you don't want Hand of Protection, say you want Salve. You just delete Hand of Protection, you enter Hand of Salvation. So, and then obviously and then the show tooltip will tell you, will show the proper spell. Now, this is a mouse over macro. So basically, your mouse can be over a unit frame in grid. So if I mouse over here and use Shift 2, which is my mouse over macro for bop, boom, bopped. If I hover over me personally with my mouse over me, or my actual character frame, I can't salve myself, there we go, salved. So that's really good, and I have one for Word of Glory. If I want, I use basically that one for PvP. I don't use it for PvE too much, but yeah. So mouse over macros, that's awesome. And then Righteous Defense. This kind of works. I haven't used the add-on Taunt Master. A lot of people have been asking me about Taunt Master. Is Taunt Master good? I've never used it. Apparently what Taunt Master is it's another grid overlay. It shows everyone in your party or something. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it shows everyone in your party. It shows their nameplates, and if they have aggro, it displays it somehow pretty obviously, like, oh, this person has aggro. And you just click on them, and based on what click you use, left click, right click, or whatever keybind you have, that automatically uses whichever taunt you specify. So this mouse over macro kind of, I guess, if I'm correct in assuming that's how the add-on works, kind of works like that. My grid is set up to show me who's got aggro by highlighting their portrait in red. If your portrait's in red, I just mouse over it, hit my keybind for my Righteous Defense, and boom, I taunt it. The only thing that kind of sucks that would be cool for Taunt Master is if I want to use my single target taunt, I would actually have to select the mob and then taunt it, as opposed to, I believe, Taunt Master, you could just straight up use that single target taunt without selecting that mob. I don't know if that's true, but if it is, that's pretty cool. Other macros, and one other macro I want to talk about is my ouch macro. This is for my Rhett, and this basically just ties all your cooldowns together. Just, you know, fucking makes it so you don't have to push 3 buttons. You just have to push 1. So basically what you do is you just, and keep in mind, if you are playing Rhett and you're watching this as Rhett, you will not be able to use this once you get your 4-piece tier 12, because obviously Zealotry will have a longer duration, so you'll need to pop that actually before you pop any of your cooldowns, because that will actually be the longest cooldown duration that we will have available to us, even longer than Guardian of the Ancient Kings, I believe. Yeah, by 5 seconds or something, maybe a little bit longer. Anyway, so let's put on my Rhett gear. The Rhett gear, beast mode. So yeah, so I just hit my 1 button. Let's wait for my trinket to get off cooldown, and you kind of just see how it all ties together. So basically I have all my trinkets tied in here, and you'll see that it'll actually say you cannot use that with that trinket equipped, but basically it's not that big of a deal, because when I'm in my PvP gear, it'll pop my PvP trinket, and when I'm in my PvE gear, it'll pop any trinkets that I have equipped, depending on which one I have equipped if I'm playing around with it. But so yeah, trinket's off cooldown, so let's just pop it. Actually, let me get Holy Power so Zealotry goes off. Holy Power! Combo points for Rep Paladin. Alright, so here we go. There's the macro. Got my wings, got my Zealotry, pop my trinket, and so on and so forth. The reason why it has not tied Guardian of the Ancient Kings in there is because you actually want to pop Guardian of the Ancient Kings before you even start your wind-up. Guardian of the Ancient Kings has, in you, when we pop it, let's pop it. It has this stacking attack power. So you actually want this to stack up as high as possible, preferably to around 10, if not higher, before you actually pop all your cooldowns, because you want this benefit as high as possible when you're using your major cooldowns, which would be your Avenging Wrath and Zealotry. So that's why I haven't tied Guardian Ancient King to that. Oh, one more macro that I forgot to mention for prot, this could be used as red or any spec actually. It's just a bubble cancel macro. It's more so used, I would say, I don't know, it's situational, but basically what it does is it just lets you hit your bubble. If you want to cancel your bubble for some reason, you just hit the same button twice. So for instance, here, let me actually get it right here. So this is just how it's going to work, and I'll explain kind of why we might need it. So let's bubble, and then let's just say I wanted to go for that long, and then I hit it again, and it just cancels itself right off. So I should have actually clicked it, but anyway. So I mean, that's good for removing debuffs as a tank. Say for some reason, I haven't really thought of too many cases in Firelands where it might work, but there might be some cases where you want to just bubble real quick to remove your debuffs, and then, you know, cancel it right off. Make sure if you are tanking while you're doing this, you throw up a taunt right before you do this, because obviously when you bubble, you are going to lose threat, and it will go to the second highest threat target. If it's another tank, no big deal, but if it's DPS, kind of a big deal. So yeah, make sure if you are going to use this, you throw up your single target taunt, because that will actually force them to attack you through your bubble for 3 seconds, I believe the duration is. I'm not sure exactly how long they're forced to attack you, but anyway, so that's all I'm saying. Just use it with caution. But it's also good for ret for some reason. In PvP, for instance, I use it as another trinket sometimes, but you know, some people might troll me, being like, well, why wouldn't you just use that if you're about to die? Well, if I'm about to kill someone and it's a choice of me not killing them or me bubble canceling and killing them, I'm going to take the bubble cancel and kill them, especially in arenas. If that seals the deal in 2s or 3s, you could use it as another trinket. And you know, the reason why you want to cancel it off is because when you have bubble up, you do reduce damage. So that's that. Alright, other than that, that's all I got for you fools. I will catch you guys next time. Hope that was informational and helped you guys out. Peace out.